Welcome back. NotShoes is back. We're here. I thought we were just going to have like one kind of quarantine special show and then back to normal, but this is what we do now. So here we are. Nothing else has stopped. So why would NotShoes stop? It's the show where myself, Reed, Hot Dog, myself and Reed are sneaker enthusiasts. I would not label myself a sneakerhead, but that's also because I don't like labels. I don't know if Reed would, but it's just... I don't, you don't want to go out there and be like, well, I'm the expert. I'm a shoe doctor. I'm a sneakerhead. No, I'm just a guy who likes sneakers and Reed.
I would say sneakerhead.
Okay.
I would say sneakerhead.
For yourself?
I think sneakerheads are people that like enjoy the story behind sneaker, the industry,
but
artistry.
Here's what happens when you say sneakerhead and you're like, well, it's about people who enjoy the stories. Somebody who's been like a sneakerhead for 30 years goes, okay, well, can you tell me the story of this? And you're like, no, I'm not sure about that one. And they're like, well, you're not a sneakerhead.
I think you could run with the best of them.
Thank you, Hot Dog. I appreciate that. You're probably right.
Hey, do you guys mind real quick? I gotta change my shirt real quick. I don't feel...
Huh.
What?
He's got to change his shirt. He's rocking...
What are you doing?
The Adidas tie-dye. That's Reed.
Well, I guess he's doing that.
Hot Dog's going to pour himself a
You know how people say...
Chardonnay.
You know how people say look good, feel good?
Feel good, play good. Look good, feel good, play good, play good.
I wasn't feeling good, so I just had to put on my new shirt.
Look at that!
What a shirt! Oh, what
now
a
I'm ready
choice.
to do this. Now I'm ready to do this.
Oh man, you look great, Reed. This is already the best episode we've ever done.
It looks great on you.
I got the thick tee version, of course, the heavy tee.
Yeah, you
the
got
heavy
that
tee option.
You gotta get that heavyweight. Well, you look amazing, and I'm sure there are a lot of sneakers that shirt will go with. You know, that black and white with a little bit of color thrown into that curly head logo. There's a lot that'll match that.
The brown hair is what I'm gonna wear when I get the Travis Scott ones. I think the brown on that, the accents will go with the.
I think
with the sneakers.
I think you might want to set your bar. Maybe just try to get the mocha ones. And just call it a day. You know, I don't know when you get the Travis Scott ones. I think that shit might have sailed. But the mochas are coming out, and the mochas are close. The mochas are good, too.
I like the mochas, but if we want to get into this right now, they make me want to throw up just because they're such obviously the Walmart version of their most popular sneakers. And Jordan continues to do this, man.
Yep.
They're doing this with the Dior's. They have another one out. Like every sneaker that's big, they're just like, okay, let's get the same color scheme and just throw it onto a regular Jordan, and people will love it.
100%. They do it every time. They make the sneaker. It goes crazy hype. It goes for thousands of dollars. And then they make the poor man's version of it. But the poor man's version of it, like, even if you don't want to rock it, it's a sound investment. Because somehow people, even though they realize that, like, it's not that people don't see that. They see it, and they still go, well, I got to have it. People are excited about the mochas because they're the poor man's Travis Scott. Those, what were they, the Zooms, the Reacts or something like that were the poor man Dior's? Like, those they sold out because people were like, oh.
I'm pretty sure I bought 2 poor man's versions of sneakers so far. So that is specifically catered for me.
Well, but Hot Dog, I feel like you go a step further. Like, you not only get the poor man version, you get the poor man mid version.
Yeah.
Right? You end up with the mid. Yeah. Which, by the way, like, if you look at what they're doing, they're putting out, like, bootleg Chicago's in mids, and those are doing great. Like, people love them. So...
Are they bootleg if they're actual Jordan just mids?
I mean, Jordan makes
disrespectful.
No, they make
kind of disrespectful.
They're bootleg. Jordan makes their own bootlegs. They're smart. They go like, oh, look at the bootleg market. What if we made our own knockoffs? And people are like, yeah, I'll buy those.
You know what's smart actually is that the thing that gets me the most mad about those mochas or any of the shoes they do like that is those shoes probably end up making Jordan more money than the Travis Scott ones ever did, and that's what makes it even worse.
Yeah,
is because it's the same way that Monarch's Nike's #1 selling shoe. They're just taking the hype of the Travis Scott and like capitalizing off it.
Yeah, you said it. That's the whole business. The business is because they're not making a ton of money off Travis Scott ones. They're not the ones that are selling them for $1,000. Like, that's all resale. So they make way less on Travis Scott ones, I would think, than any of their other shoes because they make fewer pairs. Like, they make all their money on the Jordans that you could buy at Foot Locker because they're not making the resale money. So the idea is that you put out a sneaker that gets super hyped, and then you put out a version of it that the hot dogs of the world can buy, and kind of feel like they're part of it, even though it's the bootleg, but it's still kind of cool. Like, I still have respect for it because you're trying.
I got some compliments off of him, so
That's what I'm saying. And here's the key. Reed, people like us that obsess over the
Yeah.
details, like we know what that is. We're like, I mean, good for you for trying. I respect it. And I might buy a pair so I could have something that looks like the Travis Scotts that I could just, completely walk the dog in. You know what I mean? Like walk through the mud in. But most people kind of just get that the Travis Scott one is the cool shoe of the year or I guess last year, and they kind of know what that looks like. So when Hot Dog rolls up and he's wearing a shoe that kind of looks like it, that looks cool. That is, I mean, they've created what it is by building the hype around the first one that nobody could get anyway.
It's for the casuals, so I can flex on the casuals.
Right.
I'm not flexing on the sneakerheads.
Right.
I also think it would look really cute when you hit like the WWE red carpet and you have your Travis Scott one-ons and hot dogs right next to you with like the regular
with the mocha
ones on.
Yeah. It's like when I take my son out in his Jordans and I'm wearing mine. Like
exactly.
Hot dogs.
You're gonna start hanging hot dogs shoes from your mirror in your car.
Yeah, that's what it is.
One day.
When you buy the mid version, like the mids that they put out that were the Chicago, except the toe box was black. Those are the adult baby shoe version of the Chicagos. Like if you have adult size feet, but you're really just wearing it because it's cute because you want to be next to somebody who has the real shoe, that's what you get.
Exactly.
Oh, look, it has the Jordan logo.
Yeah, exactly. That's adorable. It's got a swoosh on it. Look at that.
Who would have thought I'd have my own pair?
Yeah. I feel like there's one we're missing. They did that because they do it all the time, and I get them. Like I still like them, But
well, they're also doing it with the mocha ones, and then they're also doing this to kind of like throw people like us off. Even I don't have it in my notes. I forgot the exact name, but they're doing the inverse color then of the mochas to make it look even more like, oh hey, we're not copying Travis Scott. We're
starting a thing.
It's
like this is
such an obviously contrived thing that most people won't get onto, and I hate it.
Like this is the new Shatter backboard. They're like, no, this isn't a bootleg Travis Scott. This is the new Shattered. And people are like, what? It's the new Shattered. I got to get all of them.
Exactly. You want to know how we know it's new too? We're gonna base another shoe off of this shoe, and you can't base another shoe off another shoe. You have to only base it off one shoe.
Right.
That's what they're saying.
You don't think we'd really put out a copy of a copy, do you? No. But by the way, I'm definitely gonna go for those mochas. Anything, but also to be fair, anything that is that silhouette where you have like the white and then just the one color, it's gonna sell out of the Jordan 1.
Yeah.
It's the same way as the court purples, Chew, that we talked about on the last show. It's the exact same thing. You could do every color just like that. And I mean, people like me who are like Jordan 1 people are gonna be like, I have to get that. I have to. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, never say you're not a sneakerhead again, because we just spent 5 minutes making fun of a pair of sneakers, and you're just like, at the end of it all, I'm gonna still get them though.
I'm definitely gonna get them. Yeah, I'm like excited about it.
I just want to make that clear. That you cannot.
That's just Sam being modest. I'm not a sneakerhead. It's like if anyone would look at your studio, they'd be like, "What?"
It's just everywhere.
Of course you are.
Sneakers.
His studio is in his sneaker closet.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what it is.
That's true. Yeah, I am sitting here telling you, like, I would buy the mochas, be excited about the mochas, and then when somebody goes like, those are trash, I'd be like, I know, right? Like, yeah, they are definitely, yes, they are definitely trash. Like, there's no getting around that part. They're trash for sure. But absolutely, I would wear them. I would rock them. I'm gonna double up. Like, I may pay resale for them. I gotta have them.
I love that so much.
Speaking of pickups and resale and everything, let's get into it. I'm sure that you guys are curious about what I've picked up since I last talked to you. And I'll tell you, maybe we'll talk about it a little more after we do pickups, but it's been some rocky waters. I don't have a lot of pickups this time to tell you about,
Yeah.
To me, I believe it's because of that The Last Dance documentary. I mean, the Last Dance documentary has really thrown a monkey wrench into sneaker collecting, because there's so much. It's good for if you already have stuff. That 10-part documentary series was excellent because everything has gone up in value. But if you're trying to keep up with the collection, if you're trying to keep up with what's coming out, it's becoming more and more and more difficult. But I did get a couple of things. These came out, I think, probably right after the show that we did last time. This is a pair that, really interesting to me, went up in value right after release and never really came back down. Like, it never, you go to like StockX and stuff, and this pair hit 270, and now, like, I think I had a StockX bid in for like 230, because usually there's that dip and then it comes back up. Like the dip when everybody gets them, and then the slow incline starts again. So it's like, that's what, when you're buying sneakers resale, this is generally the rule. It's changed a little bit because of that stupid documentary, which I loved the documentary, but it's really made things difficult. Before,
would you say the Jordan brand, like, just in general, is as high as it's been because of it?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely on an upswing for sure. I don't know if it's as hot as it's ever been, but it's pretty high up. Maybe.
Well,
like,
I also want to point out for people that, like, if you want to know the actual value long term of a sneaker, I think what you're talking about, that steadiness, is a really good indicator that the shoe is going to be even more valuable in the future. Because the same thing happened with the when I bought the Yeezy Beluga 2.0s. I got them on release. They were like 220, and then their resale stayed at like 400 because they were so plentiful.
Mm-hmm.
But because they were such high quality, because so many people liked them, they were immediately a high resale, and they kind of stayed there because everyone kept their pair. And so over time, you're going to see that pair increase in value, I think, because people kept them so much. That's usually what that means, is people are keeping their pairs.
And they'll definitely go up. But, like, you do get, like, that's generally the curve. They come out, people figure out on release day, you go through that anxiety and panic where you didn't get them. So everybody starts buying them from StockX and GOAT. And so the prices go up. Then, once the dust settles, everybody gets pairs, and the hype goes down because now you're waiting for the next pair to come out. You know, you don't have that release day, I have to have it now thing. Generally, the price goes down at that point. That's the best time usually to buy, because then you get the steady increase, and, you know, over the course of 3, 6, 9, 12 months, you start to see where it really starts to go, and if it settles or if it goes up. But this pair hit around 270 in my size 10.5. And never really ducked down. It's the Game Royals 1, which I love. You can see I haven't worn them yet. You know, I'm not necessarily keeping these dead stock. I just haven't laced them up because I haven't had that many places to go to wear sneakers, and I've been kind of rocking. I've been rocking pretty much everywhere. Like, if I'm just around the house, I'm usually wearing my Tinker 3s. The original ones, because I just beat those things up because I paid way too much money for them and I'm mad at them. I mean, they're really nice, but they made so many pairs of them that I got so pissed. Oh my God.
I remember when you got those too. I was at Jim and Sam's show. I was interning back then, and you were a lot more mad than you're giving it credit now.
When it first happened, I was furious. Furious. Because, I mean, literally, I probably paid double for them, even what they're going for today. So
yeah, no, it was. I thought it was funny, and I knew he was mad because Sam does the thing when he's really mad about something. He'll talk at you and not necessarily to you. So he just needed to vent. He needed to vent about the Tinker 3s, and I'm an intern, so I was just super happy he was talking to me. And he would just talk to me about it. I'm like, wow, man, this really sucks.
Yeah, and you're like trying to interject your opinion, and I'm like, that's not what this is about.
No, it's a one-on-one conversation, kid.
But yeah, so
I understand.
So that's usually what I'm wearing around. As a matter of fact, I didn't even realize. Here they are. Here they are right here. You know,
in all their glory.
Going to Dunkin' Donuts, walking around in the backyard. You know, I think I'm going to my parents' house later. I'll be walking around in the dirt. I'll wear my Tinker 3s.
But secretly hoping someone robs them off you, just like
yeah. I'd be super happy. I'd call up my insurance company, try to get something for them. But when I'm going out, it's either the Court Purple ones. I've been wearing those a bunch. Or I've been beating up my Fire Red 5s. The all white ones. Yeah, I've been wearing those a lot. I've been getting them dirty. And I'm realizing
that tanks.
Yeah, I love those. I love them now. But these I have not worn yet. I probably will at some point because I did double up.
Double up.
I did double up, but this was a tough one to double up on. This was a victim of The Last Dance. If these had come out a year ago, I absolutely they would have definitely sold out for sure, because I mean, it's like, these are the poor man's fragments, by the way. We were talking about these are the poor man's fragments, but the fact that they look kind of like the fragments made people go crazy. But because like the little details that now people are ignoring, like the white detailing on the Jordan logo, people back in the day, they would have been like, that's horrible. Why would you do that? Or this, which I talked about on the Court Purple, as you remember, it's not a fabric tag with embroidery. It's a leather tag with the stamp on it, which I hate. I can't stand it. I don't know why you would do it. You never did that. So that would have been enough, I think, that back in the day, a year ago, I would have been able to get 2 pairs of these on release day for sure. But I wasn't. I got 1 pair on release day, and it wasn't through sneakers. I was going through it was one of my mornings where it was probably like an hour after they'd even gone on sale, and I just kept going back to websites, and I think maybe like Champs or Foot Action or something, I was able to get through and finally get a pair. So I got 1 pair retail, and then I had to hit up old Angelo Blando to get the second pair. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. He made me a good deal. Well, I don't like paying resale. You guys know that, but no. I don't have that tinker feeling in my gut where I'm like, why did I do that? I was too excited about them. But I'm glad that I have 2 pairs, because you're right, Reed. These are gonna go up. They're gonna go up high.
Yeah.
Like if you're looking at these at all right now and going like, I should have them in my collection, you should buy them today, because this is easily these are gonna be a $400+ pair for sure.
Well, I think it's also like, I was looking at Jordans recently because I've been contemplating getting a new pair of sneakers, and I want to get maybe some Jordan 1s. And there's not actually that many, I wouldn't say neutral colored Jordans, but Jordans that don't have crazy color schemes. And those are like, they have blue hits to them, but in large part, they're like kind of black and white Jordan 1s, which there aren't a lot of those type of just plain sneakers out nowadays. So I think that's also why they're going to have staying power. Because if I get them, I don't love the blue Jordan uses a lot of times for their J's.
The Royal?
Like that standard, that Royal blue. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't hate it. So a shoe like that with just a couple hits of it is like my perfect type of taste for that Jordan 1 if they're going to have it,
Yeah. And it's only 2 of 2. My second of 2 pickups. Only 2 pickups. And this is actually
4 pickups if you doubled up on this one, but yeah.
Well, I did. I doubled up.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
This is and I wasn't even planning on getting these. This is actually the first time I've opened them, to tell you the truth. They've been sitting in the mailer for the whole time. But they're super cool, and I figured if I had the opportunity, why not? They're the top 3 5s. I'm not the biggest 5 guy in the world, but I've definitely grown on them. I wear the off-white 5s all the time. All the time. I love those sneakers.
Those are nice.
The off-white 5s are also not bulky, because they're just that foam.
No?
They're not thick at all. Like, they're just that foam that Virgil uses. So it doesn't have that bulkiness to it. But I started wearing those fire red, those original 5s, a lot. So it kind of changed my perspective on them. These are the top 3s. Of course, you got that silver detailing down here on the side. And this is important, the purple and turquoise tongue. Because, like in reference to the grape. And there,
that shoes the combo of the fire red, black metallic, and then the grape, right?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, right on the inside, the tongue, where it usually says Jordan or something on the inside, it says fire red, metallic, grape. That's cool. I didn't know that.
Didn't know, yeah.
I didn't know that. I mean, I knew what it was. I just didn't know that was on the inside of the tongue. But these, so it was one of those, these apps keep crashing so much because so many people are on them that you never exactly know. Like, you don't know until noon. These things go on sale usually 10 a.m. You can't really quit. If you really want a pair, you can't really quit till at least noon, if not after. Because you just, so with these, I did not, 10 a.m. hit, and I was like, nah, I don't need them. Like, I didn't even go on sneakers. Also because I'm so sick of losing on sneakers that unless I really want it, I don't even try, because I don't want to have to deal with because when I lose, it makes me want them more, and then I have to go through that whole thing. So
Yeah.
I love going to Twitter after a big drop and just seeing sneakers trending and just all the funny memes of everyone just fucking losing their minds.
yeah.
It's the best
Oh my
thing.
god. Yeah, that happened with me with the Travis Scott 270s. I was so down to get those Air
Uh-huh.
Max, the Travis Scott Air Max ones, and I didn't get them.
Me neither.
And if I'd had a little bit more capital in my account at that time, I would have done exactly what you're talking about and gone and tried to get them at resale because they
Yeah.
are one of the cheaper Travis Scott ones. So
Yeah.
I get the pain.
Yeah. So yeah, and I tried for those too, by the way, and I didn't get them. I've
Swing
missed
and a miss.
a lot. Yeah. But so I didn't even try to get these, and these are obviously sold out on sneakers right away. But I started like, I don't know, probably 45 minutes after they went on sale, an hour after they went on sale. I started just, going on the sneaker websites. And sometimes you get lucky, man. Like Foot Action, no, Champs. It was Champs. I was just going through Champs and I was able to add to cart. And I was like, what? and like I looked over at StockX real quick and like they weren't sitting, you know what I mean? Like they were already over retail on StockX and everything. And I was like, well, yeah. And I went through and clicked checkout and I was like, I just checked out. I just got this pair of sneakers. So then, I mean, you know what happened then. If I got the one pair, now the casualty of, oh, cool, I just got this pair I wasn't expecting for retail. Now that casualness goes away. And now it's like
Becomes a task.
now the hunt is on for the second pair. now it's like, okay, now we got to go to work. And it's like, Jess, take the kids away. I got to get a couple laptops and a phone out. I got to start working. Got to start working. And I was from a local store around here that has a website. I was able to get another pair online. Like the websites were slow, and it took multiple times to try to check out. And by the way, I went back to Champs like 15 minutes, 10 minutes after I got these, and they were like, "That's not available in this size." And I was like, "Whoa, okay."
Dummy.
So I did get my second pair retail from another, reputable sneaker store website, and I was feeling pretty good about it. So those are my
I like those a lot. I actually don't like the fives in general, partly because I'm just like I'm 6 feet tall, but I have size 12 feet. So shoes genuinely look big on me already. So the fives are like kind of like tanks, so I kind of stay away from them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they did a really good job of combining the three shoe designs because
Yeah.
usually when that happens, it doesn't go over as well as this.
Yeah.
And I had a quick story, real quick. I was on one of the fans of the show's watching. His name's Luke Shea. He hit me up on Instagram, and about 2 weeks before these dropped, he sent me a picture of how he copped a pair on GOAT for like $550 or something like that. And he was like, "Yo, Reed, I got this shot, and I thought they were great." I was like, "Awesome." I think he lives in Calgary. He's just like super happy. And then 2 weeks later, this happened. I felt so bad for him. So
He got tinkered. It happens to the best of us. You get tinkered. You get excited. You're like, I got to get him now. If I were a younger man, if I were younger in this game, I'd be getting tinkered by the Jordan 1 tie-dyes right now.
I thought those were your shoe. I thought you'd love those. I mean, they're only in women's though, right?
I do. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to get a size 12W, but what I'm saying is I would have tried to get a pair in advance because I wear tie-dye all the time. I feel like I need that pair. And I'm already, talking to a couple people. I don't know if I need them enough to go resale on them, but I really like them, and I'm getting pretty frustrated by. I was furious. They were supposed to go on sale on Friday. Sneakers app just kind of completely craps out and then announces they're going on sale on Monday. But some of the other sneaker websites had them on Friday, but then I couldn't get into the other sneaker website. So it was a total cluster, and I don't have them at all. So I guess I'm going to try on Monday to get a pair and then see what happens. But when they don't have a nice organized release, when like they start popping up in all kinds of different places on all kinds of different days, it drives me crazy. So yeah, that was a point of fury.
You know what I hate about those tie-dye Jordan 1s? I actually love the design because I'm like you. I love tie-dye. Like, my brother always gets on me. I have too many tie-dye shirts.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate this Jordan 1 because it represents this new messed up way Nike's trying to make limited shoes. like they've kind of overdone even like the limiting of shoes, the limiting pairs. People get tired of that. So what they started doing is make fire designs
Mm-hmm.
and then make them gender exclusive for women only.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they make them hard to buy.
And then what woman is a size 13 women? Like,
No, exactly. They know that. That's the game they're playing. That's what I hate even more now because they make it even harder. Because there's not that many women buying these many Jordan 1s. I'm sorry.
It's made for 5 women.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, and they're not designed any differently. It's the same sneaker.
The only women that could fit those shoes are WNBA players, and they're getting those shoes for free.
Yeah. It's not like it's a narrower shoe or there's like a like
No.
some kind of like boost on it or something. It's the exact same sneaker. You're right. It's just they just say you just have to order it in women's sizes. Like that's
Make it a little bit harder so they feel a little bit more valuable when you get them.
it's so annoying. You're right, Reed. It is so annoying. So I've heard there's a rumor going around that for once in the history, by the way, this is I think the year anniversary of NotShoes.
Is it?
I think
I
this
should
is
probably check that out. Yeah.
I think so only because I was looking at the screenshot that I made for the TV and it said I made it on July 9th, 2019. I mean, yeah, so
we're close.
So that would be a year. And in this year, I've always been the sole pickups segment person. Like it's Sam picks up sneakers, Hot Dog and Reed react. And that's not because I won't allow you guys to participate. It's because you don't have anything to participate with.
Exactly.
But I've heard there's a rumor going around that I might not be the only person who had pickups this week.
No, I finally had my first pickup of the show. And I will say this isn't going to be the only one of the year. I plan to get another pair of sneakers.
Yeah.
But the first pair of sneakers, this pair of sneakers I got before I show it real quick relates to the conversation we had last episode where I was talking about the Fear of God ones being the best silhouette of all time. Now I didn't get the Fear. No, I didn't.
Guys, by the way, my favorite segment in the history of Not Shoes.
Well, no matter how right I was,
right.
I didn't get those shoes.
Okay.
But it had me thinking about classic silhouettes.
Classic, like the ones that came out a year ago. Classics.
Classic silhouettes. And so I saw these at a really good price, and so I just decided to pick them up. They are the Fear of God Converse
ones,
which are a little bit different. Like I know one of the reasons I like your show is because me and Sam love sneakers, but we tend to have like different tastes technically sometimes. And so this is like a really classic. It's not that crazy. It's just the black and white standard, but I love like little hits where they have the tag on the back, and I love where you have the tall sneakers and you run the laces behind them.
And I see it's got the classic Converse tab instead of the like All-Star tab. It's like the original 1920s or whatever. I mean, I don't know if it's all the way back in 1920s, but that original tab on the heel is not the sort of standard 80s All-Star. It goes back to when the shoe was first. Yeah.
Yeah, and it has a lot of cream hits, so it looks kind of white and black here, but the laces are slight off-white cream. The tongue is all leather. It's all leather cream, which I thought was really good. And then obviously the Converse logo isn't on the outside; it's only on the inside. It's a very subtle type of shoe, but I actually like it a lot. And
the All-Star logo is always
that you can wear for this.
The All-Star logo is always on the inside.
I thought the All-Star logo for the Converse was on the outside too.
Nope.
All right, well then I was wrong, but still, I like those shoes a lot, and I think I'll put them over here. They're definitely gonna get some wear outside when I can get them.
You can put them wherever you want. You got that dumb blur on your background. It doesn't matter.
Half the shoe is blurred out.
Well, I'm recording it, so we'll do that way.
Yeah, those are cool.
No, I'm pretty excited about that.
Now, how do they lace? Do you wear them like that with the lace wrapped around, or do you put a bow in the front, or how do you do it?
Yeah, no, I just lace them up exactly like this. I like to have my shoes kind of laced. I will say, though, for people that are thinking about getting a pair of Converse, they're really roomy inside. So I wear a size 12 shoe, but technically I'm probably 11 and a half or 11 in length, and I just have like a fat foot.
You got a thick
foot.
foot.
If you're like that, you probably should get a half a size down, because I kind of wish I had gotten like an 11 or 11 and a half. Converse, because it's just fabric.
I went through a long period of time, definitely all through high school and beyond, where I would only ever wear Chuck Taylors. I had Chuck Taylors in every color. Like, I just had a big, giant Tupperware box. And I mean, literally.
And giant wrestling tee.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Chucks and giant wrestling tees.
But I would wear Chucks. I had Chucks in every single color. You know, I would go on the internet and try to find them in all the different colors. But yeah, you're right. The sizing is weird on them. Like, I can't remember what size I am in Chuck Taylors, but it's different from every other shoe. Yeah.
With the Chuck Taylors, when I was a kid, I got them in 3rd grade. They were the first shoe I ever got to choose out for myself. My mom did not understand sneakers as a kid. I barely did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why these are kind of special to me too. Like, these are the first sneaker, definitely not my favorite, but the first one I got to choose. So that kind of represents my sneaker independence.
Yeah. Plus,
kind of.
Then you twist it in with the Fear of God collaboration, and you're like, that represents who you are today.
You know, the inner hype beast in me got really excited when I saw that.
Yeah.
Come on.
I know for sure.
I think it goes great with your shirt.
I'm also planning to get another pair of shoes. What'd you say? Oh, you with the
it
shirt.
goes great
Yeah,
with
exactly.
the new shirt. Yeah.
It's true.
I'm also planning to get another pair of shoes, but this is something I've told myself I'm not going to get them until I lose 10 more pounds. So I'm trying to lose weight.
Why? You're going to lose weight? You're going to lose weight in your feet?
No. I think Hot Dog can be with me too. I think this is a good way to get sneakers instead of just getting them for yourself, because we as sneakerheads can feel guilty. I try to put like accomplishments to kind of add to the sneaker buying. You know what I mean? So you can feel like you kind of you earn them more, you know?
Right.
Trying to treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Yeah.
Well, for someone like me that can't buy a sneaker every month, you know, or double up, if anyone out there feels me too, I think that's actually a better way to add value to sneakers too, because each time you wear them too, they feel like some kind of accomplishment on top of the sneaker.
What are you thinking? Is there something you have your eye on? Are you thinking mochas?
Oh, I've already decided.
Mochas?
And I might actually be hitting up Angela about them.
Ooh, can you tell us?
I'm not telling you at all. No,
come
you guys
on,
have to watch the next episode or whatever.
Can you? Is it? I mean, obviously, I think it's going to be something that I like, but is it?
No, I don't know. I think you might hate them.
Oh, really?
That's why you might hate them. That's why I love. Like, I need to start just eating celery, and nothing so badly. I want to get them just to see your guys' reaction on the show, because I've been wanting them for a while.
Is it the Fear of God with the straps over them? You know, with the X's over them?
I would not tell you in a million years. You guys have to watch. You guys have to. Maybe next episode. I'll get them for next episode if I can.
Yeah, right. You're not gonna lose 10 pounds by next episode. We'll see you in.
We'll see you in
2022.
I got faith on you.
But yeah, that is my plan though. So this is just the first of many sneakers I plan to get for the show.
I'll tell you this. I think it's disrespectful that we're doing a NotShoes show and Hot Dog showed up barefoot. I think it's disrespectful to the brand.
Bro, you don't know that, first of all.
Bro, I saw you. I saw you.
Oh, that's horrible.
I saw you crush your legs. I'm about to put you on Wiki Feet.
Is that bad? Or, I know how much you hate Gucci slides. I have my Gucci slides on. Is that worse?
No, it's not worse, because at least I think it's stupid, but like, at least it's a style, you know what I mean? At least you're like, that's just my taste. Like, I think Gucci slides are dumb, but that's just my taste. Hot Dog,
I love the Gucci slides.
Hot Dog just showing up to a shoe show barefoot is just blatantly disrespectful.
I'm here to give Tarantino his fix because he's watching.
Yeah, Hot Dog came to work with his Umas on.
Yeah, no socks either. Jeans and no socks.
Yeah, good for you, Hot Dog. Over the weekend, I'm assuming we'll get this. Well, actually, Reed's editing it, so it'll probably be out in 3 months. But over the weekend,
one time that happened. One time.
Over the weekend, people will be like the Jordan 5 top. I thought they were doing Jordan 5s last year, and it's like, yeah, that's when we recorded this though.
This is the 2019 episode, yeah.
Yeah, the tie-dye ones. What? Over the weekend, just to give you guys a context of the time that we're recording this, the Concord Bred 11 lows came out, where they combined the Concords and the Bred 11s. Now, I am not anti Jordan 11 low. I'm not anti Jordan 1 low either, but I don't have any Jordan 1 lows. Obviously, I would get the Travis Scotts because they're really nice, but also, that's the hype beast in me, I guess. But
yeah, Travis Scott puts his name on any Jordan. We're getting it.
We're getting it, yeah. And we'll justify why. No, I usually don't like, I have one pair of 6s in my whole collection. I don't even want the infrareds. You know what I mean? Like, in the infrareds is one of the most important Jordan sneaker ever. And I'm like, I would never wear a pair of infrareds just because they're giant and bulky and black and would look ridiculous on me. But when Travis put the 6s out, I'm like, I better double up on that. That's a beautiful sneaker,
Honey Cactus Jack is calling.
Yeah, that's right. By the way, did you see Mick Foley in the ad campaign for the Cactus Jack, the ones that just came out?
That was awesome.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool.
I didn't.
You didn't see the when Nike put out the Travis Scott the whole collaboration with the new sweats with the pockets, the shoes that you tried to buy.
I love that the two for the Air Max, that whole campaign, the camping inside
Yeah,
campaign thing. I love that.
that was Mick Foley as the model, like the weird guy with the beard. That was Cactus Jack.
Oh yeah,
That was the original Cactus Jack.
Oh, I just didn't know who he was.
It's
So
just
my bad.
Can you believe
He's
that?
a wrestler, right?
Can you believe that? Yeah, he's a wrestler. The little nuance and detail just lost on dopes that
Good
are sitting
Lord.
around going like the best sneaker of all time came out a year ago.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I did love the ad campaign, anyways. Though that whole
The
like,
website
inside
design
aesthetic,
Awesome.
Was that part of the campaign?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was
was
so amazing. I
was
love
awesome.
that stuff.
It was awesome. But so where are you at with Bread 11 Lows? I'm good with them. I don't have any. I don't think I'd ever buy them, but I've never been mad when I see them on other people's feet.
I have this bucket right here just for shoes like that, so I can throw up in it real quick. Those shoes are disgusting, Sam. They look like you're wearing Concord 11 lows and you stepped in Play-Doh. And as a dad, you can appreciate that. You know what I mean? Where they just put red on the bottom.
Ooh, it does look like yeah.
I hate those shoes so much.
Whoa.
And maybe it's because I don't know. I'm not trying to disrespect anyone. They tasted your taste, right? But those ones are not for me, bro.
Woo! What a take. So you don't mind the low. You just hate that they threw the red bottom on it.
I don't love the low, I think, because they squeak even more than the 11s when you walk in them. And I do have a pair of 11 lows in the metallic gold, of course.
Nice.
And I don't know. I kind of fell out of love with them. I think the 11 lows can look good, but not with this. This looks to me, it looks kind of cheesy. It looks literally like it's a Lego shoe and they just took the bottom and,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
no one was asking for this, man.
No.
No one was asking for this.
No, and people bought them just because 11s are so hype right now. I think they're doing
But
another.
those aren't 11s. They're 11 lows.
I know,
I don't consider the low version the same way you're making fun of mids. I don't consider the low version the same shoe.
It's not.
It's not the same shoe.
It's not. You're not sitting there going like, it's really important that you have this pair of 11 lows in your collection. You're like, no, it is not important. Like, you could have it, but there's no, like, if you sit there and you're like, I have a great Jordan collection, and if you don't have a pair of Concords, if you don't have a pair of Bread 11s, it's like, I don't know if you have a great Jordan collection. Like, you're kind of missing some icons there. That's probably why eventually I'll have to get a pair of infrared 6s, just because I'd be like, yeah, I have this great Jordan collection. And they'd be like, where are your infrareds? And I'm like, what? I don't wear 6s. And they're like, okay, I'm going to move on to the next person then.
Getting the low version of a sneaker would be like you getting an interview with like The Undertaker,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden the publicist goes, would it be okay if you talked to his brother?
Kane? I'll talk to Kane.
Kane's cool. Though.
Kane's dope.
And some people might like that, that, right? But you know what I mean? It's just
It would be like it would be like if I
close to it, but not it.
It would be like if I announced that I had an interview with The Undertaker, but it was really with Brian Lee, who played the fake Undertaker at SummerSlam '94.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I get that.
The fan in me would be just as excited, probably, just to hear the crazy stuff from that guy.
Yeah, and the story of SummerSlam '94, I'm interested. Yeah, it's still a good
I'd
interview.
take it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, there was a big release then that I bet you were excited about. I was not. And this, goes back to arguments that we've had. I'm not anti-Yeezy, obviously. I'm certainly not anti-Kanye in the slightest. I celebrate his entire catalog of music, except
you're a big Kanye fan. I would say you're a giant Kanye fan.
I'm the biggest Kanye fan of music that I know, and or at least I'm right up there with I know you're a huge Kanye fan too. Like I'll talk about Kanye's music all day, and most of his shoes too. I got plenty of I got the zebras because I mean at this point, how could you not have bought them accidentally? Like they've just been released so many times. But I got a ton of Yeezys. Obviously, I got these. I got the Wave Runners. But he put out the Foam Runner, right? That's what they're called, right? The kind of
Yeezy Foam Runner.
The Yeezy Foam Runner, which is just a shell. Are they supposed to be used kind of like the Gucci Slide? Like, are you supposed to
No. I think they're used meant to be. People make fun of them for so long, but they're pretty much the same way you would use Crocs, right? I think he thinks about people going to water parks or going to pool parties or something like that. You know what I mean?
You know what? That would be if you showed up to a water park in some Foam Runners. That's a significant flex.
Yeah,
that is really something special. Yeah, you're right.
And he's aiming for the whole family model too, right? So he's aiming for the dad and the mom and the kids to have it, that kind of stuff.
Let's calm down with this because he's still these are still hype beast limited edition Yeezys. I know he says that that's what he's aiming for, and maybe he'll get there eventually. But the foam runner is for Yeezy hype beasts. That's who it's for. It's not for a family going to a water park.
But I'm really mad at the internet though, because all I saw were people clowning this design, and I don't know how I feel about it necessarily, but I think it's really cool in terms of how out there of a design it is. But people were just trashing them, trashing Crocs inadvertently. Crocs was getting the side fire, and they weren't even expecting it. And then this sell $75, sells out instantly, and now it's reselling for $425 a pair of my size. $425. You can get a pair of off-white sneakers or Cactus Jack sneakers for the same price as those Yeezy Crocs we all clowned all 2019.
Which Cactus Jacks can you get for $425?
The 270s. I think they're probably selling maybe it's at like 500 now.
The
but
new ones,
still,
yeah.
these are Crocs that were $75. People were clowning, and then all of a sudden they sell out, and no one's saying a word about that. So I'm
well. I don't see anybody wearing them. You know what I mean? Just because they got bought out.
They just went out. They just sold them.
I know, but just because they got bought up by a bunch of resellers doesn't mean like, oh, I thought you didn't like them, and now you're like nobody. I don't see a ton of evidence that people bought them because they can't wait to rock them.
I feel like also this is not the best summer to release a summer shoe because none of us are going to be out. I think there's going to be a lot of people sitting by their own pools, and they're going to be taking photos.
Did you not hear Corona is over? Did you not get the news? We are done.
Corona got canceled.
It's canceled.
Yeah,
it did?
Hot dog,
was Corona a little handsy with some women?
Yeah.
I will say my apartment has been in phase 4 now, like for the past 2 weeks.
Hot dog's having phase 4 parties.
Yeah. We must have had at least 30 people here.
Are you kidding me? Florida's got more Corona than anybody's ever had, and they're in phase 6. They're good to go.
My bad, guys. Well, I think I'm going to be a little cautious. I still try to tell myself it's not over yet.
It's over.
Regardless.
Yeah, it's over. Come on.
All right, cool.
Especially us New Yorkers, we get to just laugh at Florida and Texas and be like, ha ha. You know, it's over here. You guys got to suffer through it now.
Yeah, and then Florida's like, I'm not suffering through anything. I'm not wearing a mask.
I think, the best way to beat a disease, either have the vaccine or just be really confident you're not going to get it. I think that's the 2 ways you can beat this thing, right?
Well, the Dr. Fauci did come out and say one of the ways that you could beat Corona is through the power of positive thinking. So,
right.
So that's kind of what we're all banking on. Yeah.
I'm surprised no one's taking these Yeezy sneakers and selling them in bundles with the Corona test packets or whatever, like positive tests. Like you get a pair of Yeezy and a Corona test.
Because it's so hyped. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, look, it does go to the power that Kanye still has, that the Yeezy brand still has. Lots of people want to count him out. Yeezy has officially decided he's not MAGA anymore, correct? He's not MAGA anymore.
Not only does he decide that, he apparently, and Kanye, I love Kanye, but he's so transparent sometimes, bro. He's so transparent. I love him, but he's so transparent.
I mean, it's kind of, honestly, it's kind of fun.
It's fun.
It's
what
fun.
I'm saying. Like I don't like people that are too perfect. So someone as successful as him and as flawed I love that.
Yeah.
But not only did he say he gave up MAGA, but there was just leaks coming out of his camp that he was all doing it on purpose to trick Donald Trump so that he could get these people out of prison. And I was like, yo.
I love that.
God.
I love it. So he's not MAGA anymore, and now he's donated a ton
but
of money.
he never was either. So that just absolves him of any kind of responsibility. He never was.
Look, I mean, he's got mental illness. Like that's what we're. These are called manic episodes. There's a medical definition for what we're seeing. Like this isn't a mystery. This isn't like, oh, Kanye's smarter than we all think he is. No, we're watching a man who is very good at certain things, marketing, shoe design, and music, who also has manic episodes. And that's what we're seeing. And the latest manic episode is taking back the last manic episode. And I'm fine with it. I'm good with it.
Yeah, I don't think Kanye was playing 5D chess or anything like that.
He's not.
I think Kanye was like, how do I sell as many sneakers to white people as possible? He thought the MAGA hat was it, and then he realized, no, Gap. That's how I get white people to wear all that stuff.
First of all, Kanye has no problem getting white people to wear his stuff. That's never been an issue with Kanye.
No, I'm talking about white people that didn't really know him, not like us people, but the middle America dudes, the ones that really bring in that monarch money.
Reed is joking around, but Reed still can't get past the Kanye is an insane person thing. Like that is not just every move is a genius, well thought out move, that these are manic episodes that we're witnessing, and we have to be aware of what we're seeing. Like, we have to be aware that that it's just a mentally ill person, and we're watching it unfold in front of us, and it's fine. And he is a genius, and I will support him, and I'll still go to his shows, and, you know, I still feel like Pablo. But, you know, I am also aware of what I'm seeing, that this isn't strategic, that this is somebody who's like, you know, right now going a little crazy. You know, he's at that part of the song sometimes where he goes, "Ah!" You know, and you don't know why he did that.
The ad libs, like he's just trying to force an ad lib in there.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we're not at Kanye. Here's why I'm excited about the Gap deal, because for a long time we've been dealing with "Closed on a Sunday, You're My Chick-fil-A" Kanye, and that's not a great Kanye. But Gap Kanye,
The worst.
Gap Kanye is mayonnaise colored Benz, I push Miracle Whips Kanye. Gap Kanye goes all the way back. This is a full circle move. This is what people are not talking about. Reed, you and I know this because we've been down from day one. College Dropout, it's littered with references to the fact that this guy is upset because he used to work at the Gap and he wasn't treated well. Take me to the back and pad me, asking me about some khakis.
Exactly.
You know? And you know, he did.
It was the last job he had before he made it big too. Gap.
Yes, he stole
the
from the Gap. You know, he stole from the Gap.
I bet.
So
and now they probably don't care.
He said it. So if I stole, he said, "Look at my check, wasn't no scratch." So if I stole, wasn't my fault. Yeah, I stole. Never got caught. He told us.
Nope.
He said it. He said it.
He's the boss. I know.
And now he's made a deal. And here's why I'm supportive of this deal. Because Gap's not a cool brand. Gap is, you can still go in. You can get basics from Gap. If you got a red t-shirt on, then, and it's from the Gap, that's fine. But even like
half the people that go to Gap for the AC.
Yeah,
honestly.
no, that's true. That's true. And then Gap tries to suck you into getting a pair of socks while you're there. Hey, if you're enjoying the AC, do you need some underwear?
You like socks with no branding?
Yeah.
We got you.
I mean, I guess I could get some underwear from the Gap. I don't want anybody seeing the tag, though. Look, Adidas wasn't the most popular thing in the world when Kanye jumped on. I mean, they were doing better then than the Gap is now, for sure. But they weren't. And the reason why that move worked out so well for Kanye is that when Kanye was with Nike, he was like, "Hey, Nike, may I just have your company?" And Nike was like, "No, of course you may not have our company. That's ridiculous." And then Kanye was like, "Well, then I don't want to deal with you." And then he was like, "Adidas, may I have your company?" And Adidas was like, "Yes, you may." And they were like, and then he was like,
Exactly.
"Okay, great." So he's going to Gap now. And Gap is like, "Oh my God. I wish anybody thought we were cool. Nobody wants to fall into the Gap anymore. Nobody." And then Kanye comes over to him and he goes, "Would you like me to attach my name to your clothing?" And they were like, "We would love for that to happen, Kanye West." And he's going to say this, "May I have your company?" And they go, "Yeah, it is worth it. Yes.
Sure.
Yes, you may have you may have the Gap." And then Kanye would be like, "Okay, well then I'm going to put out some earth tones and sweats that don't fit that well." And they're like, "Great. Everybody will buy them."
Yeah, no, because people that don't know Kanye, I mean, America's a little bit of a chunky nation, so they're gonna think the extra roomy sweatpants are just perfectly tailored for them.
I mean,
perfect fit.
Cool is cool. It doesn't matter if people. That's the way it starts. Like, it's how trends work. Like in the beginning, hype beasts like Reed and myself. I'll be going to the Gap against some Kanye stuff. Of course I will. You know you will
The
too,
whole
Reed.
family will be getting it.
Of
too.
course. You're gonna see my kids walking around in baby Yeezy. It's gonna be great.
Of course.
I'm gonna get some little Yeezy socks for my dog for the snow, so she doesn't get salt on her paws. It's gonna be incredible. But the hype beasts will get in there and they'll try to become a part of it, and then the people who don't even really get hype beast culture or don't even know Kanye, they'll just know there's excitement around this brand, so then they jump on board. And the hot dogs of the world that are probably right now going like, "Oh, this is stupid. Kanye's stupid, and I'm not wearing the Gap. Gap is for losers." He's going to need to get some Kanye Gap. He knows
Right.
he is.
Right. There'll be a first of people that got made fun of, and then there'll be me on the fifth wave going, "Oh, you know what? I found these
Right.
clothing line. It's pretty cool, actually."
Right. It's like the way people were with Affliction t-shirts. Like, you all knew they were douchey, but you all wore them. Like, you know, you had no
I
choice.
think this is just another move that I'm talking about. Like, this is such a brilliant move by Kanye because it's kind of back to the idea of I always like to reference the Nike Monarch as Nike's #1 selling shoe. They've made more money off the Monarch than any other Nike sneaker, and the reason is because it's the most basic, mass-produced sneaker. It's cheap. Everyone in America gets it. Your dad wears it. He's doing the same thing with these Yeezy clothes. He's going to Gap because he knows if he sells 25 million shirts for 15, 20 bucks, he'll make more money off of it than, say, if he sells 5,000 t-shirts for 500 bucks. You know, like that's why they've been releasing so many Yeezys. Kanye makes royalty off of each sneaker sold. So he'll probably have a similar deal with the Gap where he'll get a certain percentage of the money off of each t-shirt sold or whatever.
But you know what? He's still never going to be Virgil at Louis. That's
why but he sunned Virgil.
What?
Virgil came up under him. What do you mean? You remember the iconic photo of all of them in Paris with the Louis bags and stuff? Virgil was part of his crew.
I know, and then Virgil got the job he wanted.
Yeah, but Kanye was also, I mean, I would understand, but Kanye is not just a designer. He was busy making platinum classic records at the same time, too, so I'll give him a little bit of slack.
Bro, do you think anybody that was in my internship class in radio today is looking at my success and going like, oh, good for him, I'm happy too? Or are they going like, oh I could have been there too.
But I feel like you all were in your intern class for broadcasting. If that happened with broadcasting, but that would be like someone in your class, and you all of a sudden becoming successful at selling friendship bracelets online. Like you were completely successful in something other than what all the main focus was.
People don't just want to be successful. Kanye was very vocal about what he wanted to do. You don't have the answers, Sway. He was upset. Even though his music, he was already the biggest music star in the world. And he was yelling at Sway about not having the answers because he was going on his rants about not being taken seriously in the fashion industry. And then his intern, Virgil, goes and gets the Louis job. Come on.
Okay, well.
You think Kanye is over there going like,
a little salty.
You think Kanye is over there going like, well, head designer for the Gap is just as good as head designer for Louis Vuitton? No,
I guess not.
No, and when the coverage came out, it was like, oh, look at this. Virgil Abloh is the head designer of Louis. This is such a big moment. This is huge. And then Kanye comes out and he goes, well, I get to cut this deal with the Gap, and everybody's clowning him again. Everybody, including Hot Dog.
That's funny. Yeah, he actually said in 2015, Kanye. His actual quote from Kanye. He said, "One of my dreams was to be the head creative designer of Gap. I'd like to be the Steve Jobs of Gap." He said that in 2015.
You can't be the Steve Jobs of Gap if Gap already exists.
But he wanted to be. You know how Virgil is with Louis. He wanted to be that with Gap.
That's not what he said. He said he wanted to be the Steve Jobs of Gap. Except you can't do that. That'd be like if Steve Jobs invented Apple. How could he be the how could you be the Steve Jobs of something that already exists?
I think he just wanted to be the head of something and be so successful that he's allowed to be a dick. I think that's what.
Okay, there's something
Steve
to
Jobs
that. There's something to that.
Gap.
Yeah, autonomy. Autonomy is what he wants.
But yeah, exactly. I will say the moment this was announced, Gap's stock rose 22%. And to give you how much of a spike is, when the Joe Rogan deal was announced, Spotify stock went up 11%.
Oh yeah, so, I mean this is going to be. You know, Joe Rogan on Spotify is good for Spotify. Kanye at the Gap is going to be company transforming for the Gap. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's lots of This is funny, but this is going to work. Like, this is going to be a good thing for Kanye. This is going to be a great thing for the Gap. It's
a 10-year deal too. It's a 10-year deal.
Yeah, no,
he's with them until 2030.
This is people are not even going to acknowledge the fact that they made fun of this early on. Like, this is definitely a good deal for everybody involved. But, you know, let's not pretend and sit here like he's not still jealous of Virgil.
Oh, I think he's completely jealous. I think someone like him, though, is so incredibly competitive. You know what I mean? So he'll be petty about everything.
Yes. No, that's true. He is petty. He's the Steve Jobs of pettiness. The Steve Jobs of the Gap. How could you? Gap's been around for 30 years. How could you be the Steve Jobs of a company that's already existed for like? Does he think that like Steve Jobs just found this company called Apple and he was like, "Hey, you should do an iPod, guys." Like,
exactly. I just love how he quantifies success the same way a 15-year-old does. So he's not like, "I want to be the head of Gap so I can like change the." He just goes, "I want to be the Steve Jobs of Gap. I want to be the Walt Disney of music." He's just like taking successful names and inserting them into the industry he wants to be in.
Like, imagine if I was like, I think Sirius could be better. I want to be the Vince McMahon of Sirius XM, and Vince McMahon would be like, well, that would be impossible. Like, you would have to create Sirius XM. And I go like, okay, that's a good point. Yeah, that's you can't. That's impossible. You would have to start your own radio company, or like, I guess take over your dad's local radio company and turn it into a global billion-dollar company. If you want to do that, you can. But I mean, this is already a global company, so how could you transfer it into a global company? And I go like, all right, these are all really great points.
Do you know how much I
hating.
would pay to see an sit down interview with you and Kanye?
If I was really
How
just
much I
being
would
like
love
this,
that?
if I'm like, could you explain this to me? Like, how could you be this?
Yeah.
But it already, and he would go on this long rant like, oh, well, Steve Jobs was a visionary and I could be a visionary and he created this and I would create that and the autonomy. And he'd go for like 20 minutes. And then at the end of it, I'd go, yeah, but there already is a gap. And just like.
Starts banging on the desk.
You don't understand,
Over
Sam.
under. What's the percentage chance he walks out of that interview after a while? He just throws his hands up in frustration.
I don't think so. I would love to interview Kanye. I feel like I wouldn't make fun of him because I like him so much, but I would have questions.
Yeah, you would have to hold Kanye in your studio as long as possible.
Oh yeah, it would have to be in here.
Yeah,
it would have to be in here. We got to get Kanye in the Not Sam studio. Well,
new show sponsor.
Yeah. Speaking of, let's go through a couple of things real quick. Speaking of Jordans, Nike, because you brought up Nike Monarchs. Nike's brought back dunks in a huge way. We've been talking about it. Talk about something I'm striking out on. Here's the thing. I'm getting upset because I love Nike dunks and Nike SB dunks. And I've struck out on almost everything. I tried for the Champions 3-pack. I think they've released 2 of them so far. I didn't get those. Obviously, I missed on the Ben & Jerry's, which were amazing. Dunk after dunk after dunk, just missing.
Did you ever get the off-white dunks? Or was that something you were looking to get? I forgot.
I didn't get them. I don't remember if I was really into them or not. No, I was into them. Yeah, I thought like the extra...
I thought you were into the red pair.
Yeah, no, I didn't get those. Yeah, I lost on those. So, I do have one pair of dunks, which we won't talk about. But let's just say I have one pair of dunks that I've decided not to mention on the show that makes it so that I really can't be upset about not getting any other pair of dunks. You know what I mean? Like it's not
true.
It's not fair. But they are. I've noticed that Nike for fall is putting out dunk highs again. I know in September they're putting out the Michigan dunk high, the yellow and blue, which the dunk high obviously it's similar to a Jordan 1 for sure. So it's not so outside of my wheelhouse. But I'm definitely going to try. I'm going to keep trying on dunk lows all summer, and then I'm going to try again on dunk highs. I'm going to try for those Michigans, but I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about the Michigan colorway. I just never loved it in sneakers. I know it's always been a coveted colorway for some reason, but they're only going for 120 release, so that's a good price point.
Yeah.
The thing is, I was just never in. Maybe it's my age. I was never really into SBs when I was a kid. I was born in '96, so my childhood really would have been mid 2000s. And for some reason, I wasn't into them. So I want to get into them low key, but I feel like if I do, I'll just be so fake for doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're fake for doing a lot of stuff.
That is also true, but I can only have so many instances that I can lie to myself.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Yeah. Hey, what do you think about the Jordan 3 Blues? That these things have come out internationally.
The ones that are going overseas first?
Yeah, they came out internationally already. Hopefully they'll hit the States eventually. Obviously very similar to the pair that they made for DJ Khaled. But these are
another one.
Yeah, these are more for us. It matches the red 3 that came out over All-Star weekend. Which, who knew? Who knew that red 3? Because, by the way, if that red 3 had been produced in less numbers, people would be going absolutely crazy for it. But because they made so many of it, like that was the shoe that anybody could get over All-Star weekend. It sat, and it sat for a long time. I still think that over time, people are gonna love that red 3. Like I'm just letting it sit on ice. I don't have the Chicago ones, the ones that say "Shy" on the back. I just have the traditional Nike Air ones. But I really think that those are going to go down as classic threes. I think the blues will too. Like, I really want a pair of those blues, but it drives me absolutely crazy because it's like, why? Why did you have to do that? Do you know what it is? Do you know what drives me crazy about those shoes?
What?
Jumpman on the back instead of Nike Air.
Nah, I should. I see. I wanted to let you get that off, but I
Dude,
assumed that. Yeah.
when I saw that they put a Jumpman on the back of the Blue 3, like, why? What?
So you know it's Jordan, Sam.
But the
How else
Nike
would you know
Air
they're Jordans?
is supposed to be on the back of the threes.
But then, people would be like, "Are those Nikes?" No, they're Jordans.
There's a Jumpman on the tongue.
People don't look at the tongue of shoes. I'm sorry. There's a science behind this.
Dude, here's the science behind it. Drive people like me crazy and then eventually put out the exact same shoe with the Nike Air logo and make me go like, oh, I have to have it. But those shoes are going for $700 and the Jumpman shoes are going for $300. And it's the same shoe except a
Sam,
different heel tab.
You need to stop being so ridiculous. There's no way they made slight alterations to a retro pair of shoes just so that each individual can be valuable in a certain way. There's no way they did that, man.
And the fact that they did the Jumpman first so that people will go like, well, it's better than not having it at all. I guess I'll buy it. And then it drives me crazy. Like, like I can't stand it. That I actually hate more than the leather tongue tags. The leather tongue tags I really don't like because it's such a little detail that would have made the shoe 100 times better. But, man, Jumpman on the back of a Jordan 3 is one of my all-time shoe pet peeves. It ruins the whole shoe. It makes it look, it's going to make it look like, it's a cool blue 3, and it's just like the black cement, except it's blue. But then the Jumpman's on the back, and you're like, then we're back to having a bootleg pair of 3s. It's bootleg.
Yeah, we should do a segment one day. There's Sam's top 5 sneakerhead things that get him upset in the sneaker world. Because these would be the top of the list. I think I know what you mean.
It would. I mean, I can't imagine. I don't know what would be higher on the list than putting a Jumpman on the back of a pair of 3s. Like, unless there's a specific reason or there's a design. Like on the 4s, the 4s it's different anyway. But on the 4s, On the Cactus Jacks, there being a Jumpman on the back of one and the Cactus Jack logo on the other, that's a little bit different. There's a Cactus Jack logo on one. They're a very specialty shoe. Like, it's a totally different deal. But to just get a pair of what are really blue cements, like this red cement looks just like the black cement, except it's red. That's the way it's supposed to be. The blue shoe should look just like the black cement, except it's blue instead of black, which means it says Nike Air on the heel tab.
This is just Sam talking to like Sam. This is like Sam going to the sneaker store and talking to salesmen and just like ranting. Just a crazy rant.
Like the lady, look, I'm going to need to talk to your manager about this. The Foot Locker manager comes out. Yes, sir. Look, it says Nike Air. It's supposed to say Nike Air. Why is there a Jumpman on this?
10 minutes later, it's like, sir, so do you want to get the pair of shoes or not?
Yeah, yes. I'll take. By the way, is it one per customer or can I buy 2? Man, can I buy 2? Is that okay?
But I think I don't love these Jordan 3s only because I think well 3s are unique Jordans in the sense that I think that the color scheming for this shoe impacts how the shoe looks maybe more than other Jordans. You know what I mean? Because I think the silhouette's a lot more simple. I mean, the elephant pattern, leather is kind of iconic.
Yeah.
But just for me, I feel I feel really strongly on different pairs of 3s depending on the colorway. And like I said before, I don't love this blue color. So they wouldn't be at the top of my list.
I feel like I feel like the blue 3 would go in really well in like a Puff Daddy and the Bad Boy Family Jiggy era music video. Like Mace in the big, shiny plastic suit with the wind blowing and they're in the tunnel and he's wearing like take that. And he's wearing like some
pants.
Yeah, just some shoes that are completely royal blue and you're like, man, he looks
Fish
good.
Island.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Flexing flip phones.
Yeah. Like I feel like you wear those blue shows and go, I thought I told you that we won't stop. I'm like, yeah, I got to get a pair of those shoes.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you worn the Adidas Ultra Boost at all, Reed? Because I saw that they're coming out with like a pink version, and the Adidas Ultra Boost is a sneaker that I've looked at over and over and over again. They released 2 pairs that are Woodstock pairs that are both tie-dye that I love both of those pairs. I love the black pairs. Like, I really like the Ultra Boost. But I've never gotten a pair because I don't know how the sizing would be. I hate the sizing on the Yeezy 350s. I never know what size I'm going to get when I get them. That's why I don't really get them anymore because I don't know how they're going to fit. Sometimes they pinch my toes. Sometimes they feel too big. Like, they're insane. And yeah, I mean, I guess I could just go to a shoe store and try a pair on, but you know, but who goes to a shoe store? Yeah, I mean, I'm busy. I'm doing shows. So, how do you have you ever worn them or anything, or are your feet too thick for them?
I don't think I haven't worn them, but I've recommended them a lot.
Why would you recommend them if you never worn them?
Well, I think I've tried them on. But I haven't. I recommend them to my mom and stuff because I think they're really good utility shoes.
How would you know?
Because I've watched a lot of reviews on them and stuff. And I was considering getting a pair. I know this sounds weak. Maybe I should preface it with
you recommend them based on other people's recommendations.
Well, I have tried a pair on, and from everything I've learned about them is that, I mean, you're not going to like this, but they do fit very similar to Yeezys. Maybe a little bit more snug because they have paneling on the side and stuff. But I think they're really comfortable running around shoes. Like I think they're really good for like parents of young kids too. If you're out and about a lot, just because the boost in them is really comfortable.
How do you know?
They're durable, lightweight, stuff like that. Well, I put them on.
Reed is like a guy who listens to experts and then considers himself an expert. But he has done none of the research except he listened to a guy who did the research, and then he repeats what that guy says and goes like, "Well, I'm a bit of an expert myself."
Wait, isn't that how being an expert in 2020 is? I'm confused.
Yeah. Reed's over here going, "Sam, I'm Gen Z, baby. This is what we do."
Yeah, I'm just keeping up with the times. Sorry.
Look, I love Gen Z, so maybe you're right. Maybe I'm wrong on this one. Maybe that is an expert.
We've also had the discussion too. Me and you are in the same generation, technically. We're both millennials.
What year were you born?
96.
I think Gen Z is 95 to 2005.
I think we're Gen Z.
We've had this conversation in SiriusXM in your office, and I pulled up the Wikipedia page.
Oh,
I did a whole report on this.
Wikipedia.
I did a whole report on this when I was in college. 96 is the last year for the millennial generation. Literally, the guy who wrote the book on this says that.
There's one book.
End of story.
There's only one book.
The guy, the main guy who, you know what? I forgot about the expert that told me about this, but
you saw a YouTube video.
I saw a couple.
All right, I'm gonna look up. Let's just see what happens. I'm gonna look up Generation Z right now on Google.
I have a coworker who's older than you, Reed, and she considers herself Gen Z. So that can't be
because she's afraid of getting old.
I don't know.
Think she's younger than she is.
Reed might be right. It says here.
I am right.
It says Generation Z is 1997 to 2012. And Reed was born in 96. I don't know.
But you're Gen Z at heart.
Oh yeah, Reed is definitely a Gen Z. Yeah.
I'm a child. Yeah, we're not talking about my emotional makeup. I'm 14 years old still.
Yeah, and it says millennials is 1981 to 1996. That's what the Google says. Yeah, okay.
Sam is technically a millennial, but you know.
I'm kind of a boomer. I'm pretty much a boomer.
Yeah.
I'm just a mature millennial.
I just jump onto whatever. No, I consider myself a Gen Z. I consider like I'm that weird, creepy guy.
Sam, 10 years from now, what's up, fellow Gen Zers?
Yeah. Chris D'Elia is a Gen Zer. He's fine. It's cool. Well, okay, all right. So I'll take your word, I guess. On the you got big fat feet, Reed. I do. Yeezys never pinch your toes?
No, they're pretty good actually for me. I think if anything, they end up feeling a little loose, and then over time, once my feet kind of mold into the actual bottom of it, I've never had too big of a problem, honestly. But my feet are like fat. My feet are fat. They're thick. So that's. I think if you have skinnier feet, the Ultra Boost and the Yeezy 350s aren't the most comfortable. They're kind of like because they're gonna slip and slide. They're not that snug, as snug as you want, you know.
Yeah, I see. Well,
like
look,
if you were going on a roller coaster, you'd be afraid of the Yeezys slipping off, but like your fives, Jordan fives would be on for. You know what I mean? That kind of feeling.
yes, yes, yes. Where I'm like people complain about the comfort of the old Jordans, but for me, because I don't not like I'm sure athletically, like in the documentary, they said Jordan played in a pair of Jordan 1s in like '97, and his feet were bleeding by halftime. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I guess performance wise, we've come a long way, but I don't really need these shoes to perform. I'm not an athlete.
Exactly right. I'm not trying to put up 60. I'm trying to like walk a mile.
If that.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, I'm looking coming up. Oh, here's on our way out. This is a shoe that is going to be a problem. This is something that I'm excited about, but it's going to be a real issue. I'm looking up the official title for it right now. Yes, it's the Jordan 1 Smoke Gray. It's the gray bottom, red top Jordan 1. I don't know if you've seen it. It's scheduled to come out July.
Oh my god, I hated those.
Okay, here's the problem. Here's where it's going to be a real issue. People, this is, you know what this is, the poor man, right? This is a poor man sneaker.
I know. I already wrote this down. Yep, you can go.
This is the poor man. This is the poor man's union.
Yep. Union one.
This is
you love those Union ones.
Look, dude, that's why I'm saying it's a problem. This is the poor man's unions, and the union.
They got your name all over them.
The Union Jordan 1s are the only true significant gaps in my collection. You know, there's a couple of other stuff. Like I said, the Infrared 6, eventually they'll re-release. I'll pick them up. I think, you know, the cool gray 11s are supposed to come out for the holidays. I'll probably pick those up when they come out. But, I mean, in terms of real gaps, I have really everything that I need except those Union ones. Those Union ones, those are my great white whales. All they're doing is getting more expensive. All that's happening is more fakes are coming out, you know, and they really are the type of sneaker that, I mean, I would have to sign some kind of, like I would have to sign if I signed a Joe Rogan deal somewhere, then I'd double up on both pairs. Who cares at that point? Like I got more money than God. But
when you do, you gotta speak it into existence, Sam.
You're right. When I do. But right now, you're looking at least $5,000 to $6,000 to double up on both pairs for all four shoes.
Yeah.
I need to double up on both pairs, and you're looking at $5,000 to $6,000. I don't have anywhere near $5,000 to $6,000 unless I sold off like most of my collection.
One of your kids?
Or a child. I have. Yeah, that's true. I did double up on the kids. I mean,
I heard Delia's in the market.
That's terrible, Reed. That's horrible. That's horrible. Yeah, I those are the gaps in my collection. And so I know that I'm going to need these. I'm going to need the poor man's unions just to kind of tide me over, although realistically I'll get them and then be like, "Oh, now I really need the unions." But people are already freaking out about them because people love the unions so much. They're going to be really tough to get. I'll probably end up paying resale for them. But I feel like these are ones that I don't even, at this moment, I don't love them. But, you know, within a couple weeks, by the time they come out, I know that they're going to be all that I'm thinking about.
I mean, as much as I make fun of them for the Union ones, I'm in the same boat. Shocker that I'm probably not going to own the Union ones anytime soon. So I could definitely, I feel like if you're someone who regularly picks up a pair of these, they would be worth the pickup. But if you're someone like me who buys them more sparingly, or like Hot Dog who buys them sparingly and off wins, I wouldn't go with them. You know?
Like if this were your only pair of Jordan 1s, I'd be like, yeah? This is the pair?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You could, but they're also like, they are cool because the Union 1 design is cool.
Yeah, but
you can't really make fun of them for how they look. So it's like you're not going to get that many side eye, but you get a certain type of energy from a certain sneakerhead. They see you with them on, they're like, oh, but how care about getting dirty today?
Tell me this: how corny am I going to be when I put yellow laces in them?
I mean,
it's pretty bad.
I think the yellow laces will make it look like. I mean, they make it look more like the Union 1.
Dude, I can't put yellow laces. like I have so many sneakers that in my head I go, I should put yellow laces in those. But I refuse because it's so obvious that you're just putting yellow laces in because you want them to be. The only shoes I put yellow laces in are the Travis Scott 6s because they come with yellow laces. Other than that, I'm not putting yellow laces in anything because they're clearly, you just want them to be, like, I'm like, oh, I wonder if I got my Spider-Man ones and I put some yellow laces in them. That would be cool, right? And it's like, no, you still don't have Union ones. You don't have them.
Yeah, and I think there's a very, I'm with you, and I think it's okay not to have everything, but I also don't want to cheapen the accomplishment of having a pair of Union ones by having a pair that looks like Ross collabed with, you know?
Yeah. You know, I feel like I've mentioned this before.
Walmart brand.
I feel like I feel like I've mentioned this before, and you know, you guys really. I thought maybe you and Hot Dog and maybe a couple other people would pool together resources to get me a pair of Union ones for Christmas, and you didn't even come close.
Oh, yeah, you need to bring that up.
I have been making a list of things that I could get you, and one day you're gonna get those as a present. But you need to want them for years. I think for like years and years and years.
I tell you
for
what,
them to be worth it, you know.
Hot Dog, you ever get? Let's not be too specific. You ever get a certain settlement, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your boy needs some unions. You know what I'm saying?
Well, write that down.
Put that on the
studio equipment.
No. Put that on the settlement wish list.
Okay.
Sam just starts sending Hot Dog random links to the shoes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, crazy! Can you believe they're available for this price?
Yeah. You know, if you get them on credit now, it might be worth it, and then you could pay off. If
you can pay off the interest later. Who cares?
By that point, who will care, right? You're like, yeah,
you're right.
I mean, the world's ending this year anyway, so.
Yeah, exactly. Well, guys, these are such fun shows to do. Just sitting here talking about sneakers. I could do this all day long, but I can't do this all day long. So, Hot Dog, Reed, where can people get in touch with you?
Well, actually, I haven't told you this yet, but I started doing my own podcast.
My man.
We've been doing it. It's our 5th episode we just did. I actually got to edit that one too.
Oh boy, so you probably did it last summer.
Yeah. I'm recording it like yesterday. So, but NotShoes, of course, is a priority, so that's going to get done first. But the show is called Two Broke Boys, and we're still trying to figure out like we want it to be necessary, but it's a really fun time. Me and my friend Ian, we just talk about a lot of things from like everything basically that's going on in the world that's not sneakers, because he's not a sneakerhead.
All right.
And so it's really good, fun time. But that's it. I mean, my personal stuff isn't really that important.
Love it. And Hot Dog, if you want to get the lasted Antifa takes from Hot Dog on Twitter.
Antifa Hot Dog. Follow me at Tormented263.
Yeah, get on at Tormented263 and you could. This man is not my president.
Yeah. For all the hot political takes.
Yeah. Don't forget to leave some comments for us if you got any advice on some of the questions that I asked or Reed asked or even Hot Dog asked throughout the show. Leave some comments on here. Hit like if you haven't already, and make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn your little bell on so you get alerts every time new shows get added. Of course, Sam Roberts Now is coming at you maybe twice a week now if I keep that up. You got Annoying Eater coming on every Monday, and you know, NotShoes coming out all the time. So appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next time.